fantastic day full of fantastic things in it as always. And for today's video, before we get into this video, I can't even talk. I've just started the video. I can't even talk. But for today's video, before we get into it, I do want to quickly say thank you guys. For those of you who do not know, I do stream on Twitch. It's at Nash the Gamer channel. I'll put that link down below. And we usually do charity streams about every other month to 2 months. We try to do them, at least I try to do them, every other month at least. And we just finished a series of charity streams for Compassion International. And it was for the food crisis that is around the world, in particular in Africa. And you guys showed up for that. You guys really did. We passed our goal 3 times, all right? And I kept having to up it all the time. So thank you guys so much. That was a blessing. You blessed a lot of people with that, and you blessed me as well. So I thank you guys so much for coming out and just supporting the channel and supporting the good cause. So thank you guys so much. And I also want to quickly say, I'm sorry that this video may be random. Well, it is random. I'm just gonna say it is random. And I don't mean for it to be. This week has been a whirlwind. Something came up very unexpectedly. I tried to come out with a video for you guys, long form content for you guys 2 to 3 times a week, and I definitely did not succeed this week, so I do apologize. I do apologize, and I do apologize in advance that this video is going to be random, and I hope it makes sense. But for today's video, let's get into it. I've been telling you guys that I was wanting to do this video for a while, but I didn't feel prepared because I hadn't played the game enough. And that may have already given some of it away to you guys what this video is going to be. But I thought it was high time I did my pros and cons of Warzone 2. Now, if this is not telling to you guys, I don't know, is this a first on the channel? I don't know if it is of my pros and cons channel. I don't, videos, I don't know. I should have looked this up. But this could be a first on the channel. I actually have more cons than pros of Warzone 2. This is, I think this is a first as far as my pros and cons videos have gone. Now that I want to quickly say, that is not to mean that I think Warzone 2 is a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game. I actually think it's a good game. It just has its issues and it needs to be fixed. So let's just jump right in here. Let's get into it. We always start off with the pros. So I'm going to put the pros, wait a minute, right here. Let's put the pros right here, okay? So this is the first pro. Let's start off with the pros. Here's the first pro, and this is a no-brainer. And this is probably the #1 pro. And you, by the way, you guys will see a pattern with these pros. The map. This is the first pro, the map. And I'm going to be looking, by the way, down here at my notes, all right? The map. The map is absolutely a gorgeous map. This map runs very well. It definitely harps back to what we all loved about Verdansk, and that was the buildings and things like that. I almost said Caldera. We're not going to go there with Caldera, all right? No, this, I mean Verdansk. It is absolutely, it's a great map. It's a big old map. And I don't know, let me know in the comments below, is it the biggest map right now as far as Battle Royales go? I don't know if it is or not. That's something I should have looked up. But it is a big old map, and there's a lot for you to do in this map. And I think Call of Duty has done very well with creating this map. So yes, the map is a pro. Another pro, and I'm looking down here at my list, is the looting system. Now, I want to quickly say that I know that there are problems with the looting system, and we'll get into that whole entire thing with the buy stations, with the loot crates or loot boxes, whatever you want to call them. We'll get into all that in a minute. What I mean by the looting system is basically the backpacks. They call it the backpacks, your backpacks that you carry. You can carry so much loot now, it's not even funny. I love how I can carry a third weapon as a backup weapon. I love that. I love that I can carry extra armor plates. I absolutely love that. I love the storage. That's what I should say. The storage that you have in the looting system. That is a huge pro to me. And I like that about the looting system. I know the other things, again, we'll get into that in a minute. However, as far as storage goes in the looting system, it is very good. And I like how much I can put and collect and store. I absolutely love that. So yes, that is a pro. The other pro is the strongholds. Now, the strongholds, I know some people don't like them. I like them. I know some of you guys don't like them. I like them. I'll get it out in a minute. I can't talk straight. I absolutely love the strongholds. I like that they're in the game. It definitely gives you a opportunity as far as, again, we'll get into this in a minute, but as far as the buy stations things go and things like that, they're all over the place right now. So I actually like that the strongholds are an option for you to go in and get premium weapons. I do like that. I will say this though about it. I would like them to be marked on the map stronger. I like them to be in red or something, you know, when you pop up the map and you want to see where you are, where you want to land. I would like them to be outlined in red or something to let me know that that is where a stronghold is, so I can choose where I want to go to the stronghold or not. I do want to say that, and we'll get into the AI in a minute too. But I will say that I actually like the strongholds. I actually like the strongholds. I like that option in the game, and it gives you gameplay options as well. So I do like that. So yes, the strongholds, in my opinion, are a pro. The other pro is the DMZ mode. And this is probably the second biggest pro, is the DMZ mode. Now, I know some of the Call of Duty community doesn't necessarily like it because they don't really get what the objective is in that game. The point of that game is that there isn't an objective. You are meant to drop down and get tasks done and X filled out. It's like Tarkov in a lot of ways. And I like that. It definitely gives you a good time with your friends. I have laughed my head off in DMZ mode, you guys, in the DMZ mode. It gives you something else. It gives you something that is competitive, but that is not competitive like the BR, like the Battle Royale. I absolutely love the DMZ mode, and I have a theory about where and why Call of Duty decided to go ahead and come out with a DMZ, a Tarkov mode, if you will. And that is, I think slowly but surely that BRs will kind of go into what the Tarkov and what the DMZ mode provide. I think multiplayer BR, big games like that, free games like that, they're going to slowly go into that. I don't think we'll ever lose the Battle Royale parts of it, but I do think that they're going to slowly move into it. I don't know if you guys watched the Video Game Awards and then some of the other ones that some of the other video game shows that happened this summer, but there were quite a few that resembled what the DMZ and Tarkov mode provides us. A lot of them resemble that, and I think slowly but surely there is a shift coming that is coming this way. So I do think that's why Call of Duty decided to come out with this DMZ mode. I do. And again, I don't think we'll ever get rid of the Battle Royales, but I do think the Battle Royales will become more and more like the DMZ mode. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. But anyway, that to me, the DMZ mode is a pro. Another pro is just the graphics. The graphics on this game is gorgeous. Yes, I know the bugs and glitches. We are going to talk about that in a minute. But as a whole, this game is sharp and clean. Compare it, guys. Compare it to Caldera. If you would put a side by side of them, there is night and day. This map is gorgeous. The lighting is gorgeous. I actually can see where the enemy is majority of the time. So the graphics in this game is a huge pro. So that is a pro. The other pro is how interactive, by the way, this is the last pro, how interactive this map is. This map is interactive. El Mazra is interactive. We have cars that run out of gas, so you have to go to a gas station. By the way, side note here, gas stations actually have pretty good loot. So there you go, that's a side note there. I found that out recently. But gas stations, I absolutely love that. It bothers some people, but I like it. I like how immersive that is. I like now that I can swim in the map. That is a big pro right there, and maybe that deserves its own pro section right there. I love that now I don't die the moment I hit water. I actually can swim. And I like that. I like that so much. And I like all the contracts and all of the other things that you can do, tasks that you can do throughout the map. This map is very interactive. And again, like I said at the very beginning before we start this, there is a pattern. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but there is a pattern with these pros. These pros all go back to what the map provides. This map is the biggest pro in the game, and why it actually, I think, kind of outdoes Warzone 1 slightly. It's just slightly. It's barely outdoing it, barely. But I do think that's why it barely does, because of the way the map is. This map, they have done very well. Call of Duty, you can tell that they put their time into this map. And I think that's where they put their time into, because let's get into the cons. This is where the cons are going to be. Let's get into the cons. I do have my list down here. Let's get into the cons. I have my opinions about this. Again, feel free. Feel free. It will not hurt my feelings if you agree or disagree with any of these. All right, so let's just get into the, because I feel like the map is where they put all their time into, all right? So let's just get into it. Here is the first con. The first con is the, and by the way, I'm saving my number one con for last, because I have a very strong opinion about that. But let's start off with this first con. The first con is the amount of loot. Yes, I know I just said that the, looting system was a pro, but what I meant by that is the storage wise. As far as the looting goes, I do not like that when I want to pick up something, sometimes it doesn't pick it up. I don't like that. I don't like that I have to spam X is X for me on my controller in order to pick something up. I don't like that. That needs to be fixed. I also don't like the amount of loot that is provided for me on this map. If I'm going to have this extra storage, I want there to be looting options out there for me. This game should be full of loot. I shouldn't have to go and look for it. That's why the strongholds are so important right now, because they actually have the loot that I think the map should be providing for us. So yes, I think the amount of loot needs help. It absolutely needs help. The next pro, and this one is probably my second strongest I have opinion on, is the AIs. And what I mean about that is I'm not against the AIs. And by the way, the AIs have actually been nerfed with this mid-season update. And I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about the AIs is I want to know the difference between an AI and a real person. That is something that needs to be fixed. Okay, I don't know how that could be fixed, if they would put something over the AI to let me know that they're AI, or maybe the AI is actually wearing an outfit that doesn't look like a normal player would be wearing. You guys know what I mean. There needs to be something in the game where I can distinguish between a real player and an AI. There has got to be something. I don't know what that is, but there has got to be something so I can know if an enemy team is actually in the stronghold with me. Okay, I need to know that, Call of Duty. This is something that you need to show. So yes, I need to know the difference between AI and real people. That is a con right there to me. Another con is gun control. And what I mean by gun control, and this is across Call of Duty, period. Modern Warfare 2 as well. I feel like the more attachments that guns have on it, the worse the gun is. It has a lot of these weapons have recoil, and I understand that you're wanting to make it more realistic. I understand that. But when my assault rifle has a huge scope on it, and I think, oh boy, this is good. For those of you who do not know, I'm not much of a sniper. I'm becoming a sniper in this, because in this new Call of Duty era, I'm becoming like it. I'm becoming more of a sniper. But however, I've always been more along the lines of an AR and submachine gun and light machine gun and things like that. So I always like it when an AR and assault rifle has a big optical on it. Now when it has a big optical in it, it throws the whole entire gun off. And it has so much recoil that you almost can't play with it. That's what I mean by gun control. These weapons need help with balancing. These weapons need help with just control in general. So anyway, and you can really feel that. You feel it on Modern Warfare 2, but I'm really feeling this in Warzone. And I feel like that is going to be the same thing, by the way, when we get to our last one. So anyway, that is a con right there. Another con is the loot boxes, loot crates, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is, they need help, all right? I do not like the fact that, first and foremost, that I do not like the buy stations in this game. I do not. It runs out of things on the buy station. I don't like that. There are loot crates that drop towards the end of the game. That's fine, but I do not like that when I order a loot crate that the rest of my teammates can't loot from it. I don't know if they've changed that, because I haven't played it since the mid-season update, but I don't think that they have. I don't like that. I don't like that I am the only one that can get my loadout. I don't like that. There needs to be more loadout boxes, loadout crates in this game. It just really needs it. It needs it, and it needs it desperately to also help out with pasting as well. And that will bring us to my last con. And this one I have a strong opinion on. And I have such a strong opinion about it. I have written down word for word what I want to say in this, and that is movement. This is a huge con to me. Movement in Modern Warfare 2, because of the Call of Duty, the sheer size of this map. The sheer size of this map. The movement is way too slow. It is way, way, way too slow. Way too slow. I know that this is my opinion. It's okay. I don't mind the movement being slower in multiplayer because it harks back to the way the movement is. Let's just put this out there. I'm all over. I'm so passionate about this. The movement, the way the movement is, goes to where the older Call of Duties are, and that does not bother me in multiplayer because that movement to me is built for multiplayer. Now, for me, I do like going faster in multiplayer, and I don't like that sometimes when I want to push that I get punished. But in multiplayer, however, I get it, and I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. But with this movement, in my opinion, does not work in a battle royale. This slower movement does not work at all, particularly with a big map like El Mazrah. It does not work. I written down this. The pacing in this game, honestly, is absolutely not good. The pacing is way too slow. The main reason back in the pandemic, the reason why people switched, if you guys remember, the reason why Warzone became so big during the pandemic is because of the pacing. The pacing was so slow in Fortnite and Apex that it drove people to the very first Warzone because they wanted something faster. They wanted something fun. They wanted something kind of like an arcade game. That's what Warzone has always reminded me of. It has always reminded me of a kind of a the arcade of battle royales. And I've also written down here, that is why, if you guys remember, that in Fortnite they added Storm Surge because the pacing was too slow and people were camping all over the place. That is why they added it, okay? That is why they added the Storm Surge right there. And this is why I look, I get it. I get it that there needs to be a balance between tactical and pushing. And I don't know how Call of Duty needs to go about doing this, because right now, I don't like it that when I'm between tactical and pusher, and I don't like that when I decide to push that I get punished. I don't like that. I feel like the pushers get punished in this game. I feel like that we do not have an opportunity to even push here. This game right now really caters to the tactical holding down a building tactically, okay? But I will say this about that statement. There is a difference between tactically holding down a building and between camping, all right? There is a huge difference there. Right now, I feel like this whole map is catering towards the campers, okay? I feel like it is. And I also want to say that this map is, like I said, is way too big. It is way too big for this movement. It is way too big. It has got to be sped up. I don't know what the balance is and how to balance that out, but there needs to be a balance. And to me, that is the biggest con. I'm looking down at my notes to see the reason why I do think that is the biggest thing why. I will say this about that as well. Because of the way the map is big and the way there's a lot of buildings within the map, and because of the pacing, it does again cater towards those campers. So it does, and particularly I feel this in solo battle royale. I really feel this in solo battle royale. I played several solo battle royales. I can't even talk. Solo battle royales. I played several of them a few weeks ago, really. And I ran into hardly anybody because I ran into it hardly at all until the very end when we were to like 15 players. That is how movement affects this big old map. Yes, it's a big old map. And yes, I know some of you are saying, well, it's a skill gap. You need to learn. I get that side of it. And yes, you need to learn how the way the game works. I understand that. But again, the reason why we all play Warzone to begin with was because it was a little bit more fast-paced. I think what happened is we moved into, Verdansk was the golden era of Warzone. That was, and everything was, and by the way, it wasn't all perfect in that game, but as far as pacing, as far as looting, as far as the way the game ran, to me, I felt like it catered to all play styles. And when we got into Caldera, because of the way the map was and the way they changed a lot of the movement, it didn't cater to everyone. So I'm not saying I want to go back to Caldera's movement. I want to go back to Verdansk movement. That is what I want to go back to. So anyway, I know I'm passionate about that last one. But yes, to me, movement is a huge con right now. That is about probably the biggest con. And again, the slower pacing is actually, it goes with multiplayer. But if you think about it, when the slower pacing was around, there was no battle royales. So when Battle Royales came out, Battle Royales to me require a faster pace. Now, does it need to be like this? No, but it does need to be faster than what it is right now. But anyway, there you go. Those are my pros and cons of Warzone 2. Please let me know in the comments below what you think, particularly on the movement. Do you agree with me on the movement, or do you think that if you're liking the movement, I'm still going to be playing Warzone 2. I am still going to be. And by the way, I didn't talk, you know what, I left out con. Did I even put this down? I didn't even put this down as a con. I don't know why, but the bugs and glitches as well, those definitely need to be fixed. Call of Duty, those need to be fixed. But anyway, so there you go. There's a freebie for you guys. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. You do not have to, but I would love for you to. And I will see you in the next video. Well, that you see me in. Goodbye. Goodbye. Sorry, I hit you there. Bye-bye. This video was random. Yay, me.